Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the All Pro Podcast. And tonight we have a very special guest in the building with us. My guy is super mysterious and mystique. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, this is the great Avis commack. Welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, glad to be here.
Man, we are
Appreciate
glad
the
to have
warm
you, bro.
introduction. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, bro, listen, I know you're from I didn't grow up too far away from you when I was in foster care. You're from Jacksonville, Duval.
Right, right.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So, what was that like growing up in Duval? Because I lived there for quite some time myself. What was that like for you?
Yeah, growing up down here in North Florida, man, they say Jackson a lot of stuff about Jacksonville, but coming up in it in the '90s, everybody say the '90s was one of the better times, the
It
best time
was.
to grow up here. Right. You know what I'm saying? It was real. It was like real life, real personal. And you grew up, building relationships with people. And as I got older, as being a boy, experiencing growing up in apartments too, we were always outside competing at different stuff, man. And you take that with you as you grow up, as you get older, it starts to you like, grow in the relationships that you build as a child back then. I see today, you still keep those with certain people. You know what I mean? And it's not just certain people; it's pretty much everybody. You're around. You start to build a love for the city, for the environments, and just the different things, the outings, the stuff that we do have. You learn to appreciate it, and and we're getting a lot more stuff too. It's a great city. I feel like I always wanted to and I definitely got to experience different places for sure. But coming back to Jacksonville, it's one of the best cities out, in the country.
I totally agree with that. Like I said, I lived there when I was a kid during foster care, and I actually ended up not too far down the street from you as far as cities are concerned. I grew up, finished my from 12 on back in Live Oak, Florida, right there. You probably heard of Live Oak Swanee.
No,
I'm
for
sure
sure.
you have.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So yeah, that's my high school alma mater. Let's go.
Funny.
Yeah. So I grew up at a place called the Florida Sheriff's Boys Ranch, and you've probably seen the signs going back and forth on the interstate back then, you know. Um, so Avis, let's talk about your high school playing days because I seen you were a dog in a lot of categories, man. Talk about some of your high school playing days, and I see you were a track star. So let's talk about that right quick.
Okay. Now I appreciate you because I feel like I don't talk about it enough.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like some of the stuff that I did now that I coach. That's what needed to be told. Some of the ways that I did it because it was at a high level back then. It was not. I had to go learn to appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Just kind of doing stuff like I said, growing up, it just always be fun. For the most part, playing sports. Most stuff and accolades that you get, you're not really trying to get them. You just
Mhm.
having fun, man, trying to win.
Amen. Amen. So you what was your natural position in high school? And then I want to talk about your track days because that amazes the heck out of me. What was your natural position in high school?
Football started out at receiver.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So you started out at receiver. And let's talk about this track thing, bro, because whoo, I see you were you were a hurdles guy. I don't even have the heart to pull them hurdles off. so
Uh,
so you were you were a state champion in that, right?
yeah, state champ, man.
Talk about that a little bit for us.
It was I was introduced to hurdles. I know, I just kind of get a realization that some stuff it ain't for everybody, but then you kind of you know, one thing my coach C, he put me on hurdles. He introduced me to hurdles when I was in seventh grade, and I didn't like it. Some stuff you try to avoid, but
Hmm.
like as I jumped them and ran it, they were kind of I was like, man, it's kind of easy, and it's kind and as I learned how to develop some technique. I just stay interested in it. And I realized that I was pretty good. Growing up, you're interested in a lot of different stuff. But when you realize that you like really good at something, it's like, damn, let me kind of see how far this can go. And I see other people. You know what I mean? I'm doing stuff, and developing technique was big for me. Like it was kind of like, I'm more interested in certain things. You make time for you to build your craft. If you really want a goal, or what I'm saying, so it's like kind of different motivation. I would kind of label it as that. Some people, you kind of want to get into uh, stuff with your friends or whatever. Everybody got different paths or whatever. You know how
Right.
to make time and manage stuff. If you really want something. So
Absolutely.
I,
Absolutely.
I feel like with track and basketball, it kind of mixed a lot. So when one of my friends, he kind of like he remembers it. We talk about it all the time. How even if it was just a little bit, I kind of make it out there and bring them with me until
Okay.
we got, what I'm saying, I get
Yeah.
it in. So it's like, hey, I got to do this. I mean,
Yeah. So it sounds like to me, Avis, you took the same attitude as far as you just your love to wanting to do stuff. You took that into hurdles, and now you kind of like now you can basically teach a master class in that. Is that am I reading your vibe correct on that?
for sure, that's the plan. Is not
Mm.
be the master, find a master and learn from them.
Okay.
I'm definitely interested in different techniques of running and just building an athlete uh, for sure. That nowadays.
Okay. Okay. Track star. That's what I like. I used to do a little track. Uh,
Yeah,
so
I look
that's
at it
that's.
like it's a foundation for like all sports. 'Cause you got to run in everything. So
Oh yeah.
everybody, every boy and girl want to be fast. You know what I mean? They so it's a common purpose. In a sense. So and
I
then
agree.
trying to get them where they want to go. You know what I mean? And
I agree.
yeah,
I
for sure.
totally agree. So, if you don't mind me asking, what was your fastest time in the hurdles, and what is your fastest 40 time? And I'll ask you that again later because one of your teammates that you played with at Florida State seems to think you could outrun Jesus. So, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we talking speed now, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's some time off.
So,
High school, was really like to paint the picture. And I kind of realized this as I got older, because I could have definitely stuck with track and tried to you know see if I could do a trial somewhere if it was available. Uh,
mhm.
but to paint the picture, I was running like times that could qualify for maybe Olympic trials, you know, and
Okay.
and it was getting down, and it was like pretty much with no training, no sense, what I'm saying, aside from what I had been doing at practice in high school, you know,
Okay.
and and it was I ran a 14.2. I think that's what that got my school record.
In
Uh,
hurdles?
in the 110 hurdle, 110-meter hurdle. 14.2. A lot of people running fast now, but I don't see nobody really running that. I be running at the high school meets. Some people, like, they are, but they out there, but, they not. I'm not seeing it so much, but you know what I mean. That kind of give me a realization. That kind of showed me like, dang, that was kind of fast. You know, and
Yeah.
then looking at other times and comparing it, as I see, in collegiate times too. I also ran at Florida State. I ran for a season. So
Oh, so you did
I,
track at Florida State too?
yes, yeah, my junior year, going into my junior year,
Okay.
I
Wow.
ran. What was that 2010? I think in
Okay.
2010 season. So
Okay.
there's a lot
Wow.
of yeah, yeah.
So
There's a lot of
wow.
athletes I remember out there too. Some of them I still communicate with and see on the circuit.
Okay. Well, yeah. Who do you communicate with? If you don't mind me asking, because didn't one of those guys play football for a short minute with you guys?
One that I played with was Michael Ray Garvin, but
Michael Ray.
yeah, that's the one. I don't see Michael Ray too much. Michael big time. Like he stick with track. You know what I mean? He took that. He took that. I think he was on the
Okay.
4x1. I think he ended up on the 4x1. But yeah, that was my teammate.
Okay,
Yeah,
Michael Ray. Michael Ray was a dog, man. I used to like to see him return kicks.
he
I don't think,
was, boy.
yeah, Michael Ray was a dog. I
Michael Ray
love
was
Michael
dog.
Ray Garvin. So going through it, let's talk about a little more high school. So your high school was at First Coast.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
so who might we know that uh who might the viewers know that came from your high school besides yourself?
If I could backtrack real quick, uh,
Sure.
one of the other guys that I see, around, he was pretty fast, and it was for down south was Brandon O'Connor. He coaching down there in
Okay.
Orlando. Yeah, he good people. Brandon,
Okay.
for sure. And he ran like the 200, and yeah, he's a slide. But
Ooh, yeah.
yeah, I remember we were cool back then too. But
Okay.
in high school, you got Zach Wilson.
Okay.
He was our linebacker, a solid, heart of the defense. He went on to play at South Carolina, had a pretty good career. He helped me coaching defense with the Jets right now. Shaq Wilson.
Is that right?
Yep, yep.
Okay.
He's still involved in football. Um, you got Reggie Northup fighting MMA, and he's also playing like just being what I'm saying, a world class athlete. You know, he fighting MMA, which is really, I think it's bare knuckle right now. He just went professional, and
Okay.
also playing in the XFL at a high level. The Reggie Northup.
Reggie Northup is a dog, employee number
Yeah.
5.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that dude.
Yeah, First Coast got a lot of guys, a lot of people doing something. Ryan Stamper,
Okay.
he was one of my big brothers. When I was in ninth grade, he was in the 12th.
O-
And he's playing Reggie Lewis. But no, not but Ryan. He is on the staff with the Jag. Still
Okay.
at a high level, involved in football.
Okay. Okay. Awesome, bro. That's an all-star. That's an all-star cast right there.
Yeah,
Shout out to
man.
First Coast. Shout out to First Coast. So let's talk about a little bit more football. So coming out of high school, you were a
Yeah.
four-star prospect.
I
And
wasn't.
also, yeah, so listen, so let me ask you
I
this.
thought I ain't. No, 4. Okay.
Yeah.
There
It says four-star. So
you
yeah,
go.
yeah. So what did you think you were lower or
Yeah, I seen 3 and 4.
okay,
I
but
seen three
I
and
seen
four.
four.
Yeah, I
I seen a
already knew.
solid four.
Yeah, I'm about to be trying to get that 4 and 5. Yeah, that's what I've been trying. I want that 4 and 5.
Well, but we gonna say five for the sake of an argument, Avis.
Right. That's what it
So
is. But okay,
so so
that's yes, sir. That's good.
right. So check this out. So this what is this you were so dope in high school, you were selected to the Atlanta Journal Constitutional Super Southern 100. Explain that.
Yeah. Like I said a second ago, it's
Hmm.
about just having fun, and wanting to win. I played with a group of guys at First Coast that it was a common purpose in winning. Like I said, and just a band of we understand what we getting into. We understand it's us against whoever, and everybody do your job and sacrifice something. You know what I mean, for the team. If you want to be a part of this, and anybody outside can't just come inside of this. You know,
Okay.
it was just like a way of life pretty much, and it was something we did, and if you're doing it to win, I feel like the goal, you understand the game better.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
that's how First Coach was, as a coach, and we played, and it was uh fun to win, and try to, we wanted to go to state championship. We didn't make it to the state championship, But my senior year, we went as far as we did in school history, and to the third round, we lost on a fluke, uh, a mishaps,
Okay.
but it was a achievement for us, to do that for our school. We were the last team in Jacksonville to be in the playoffs, and we were like still playing at a high level. Like I said, we lost like by 3 points, but maybe 4 points. But we had a really good team. We were like, dog, we really, and it's always like that. We always got a lot of athletes that come through that just happen to be really good for some reason. And ain't nobody getting trained. These just happen to be just the neighborhood kids. Just everybody kind of know each other. We all here, and who could play football, who could hoop, who could do whatever and find your lane. Like that's what you're into.
So y'all just took the backyard style and put it in an official capacity and went and got it in it. Went and got
Yeah.
it in.
No, for real, and it came together. We got different people that came through the school. Like couple of my favorite basketball players was Adrian Hodges and Dominique Waters.
Okay.
A lot of people down here know D Waters. He passed away a few years ago,
Oh
but
man.
D Waters was one of the best players to ever put the jersey on in basketball. But he played for in high school basketball, and he played for First Coast. When he was, a real person and left-handed too.
Oh God.
I hoop with some good people, man. Having good teammates that just had some kind of moxie about them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and you playing with good people, like we hooping, and like we ain't scared of, we ain't on none of that. We just the dog. We the ones. Like it was a different type of, you know, vibe at First Coast, and a lot of people wanted to be a part of it. To be honest, a lot of people around the city wanted to be part of it. It was around the time when MySpace came out, and we
Oh
could
yeah.
really, and we would turn that coast like for real, from every kind of aspect, and we doing this, and we winning, and like you know, and we got the girls, we got it's the dudes, it's the school life that just that kind of that other schools got the credit for pretty much, but it's nothing like being a part of something that seems like it's building, seems like it's involving, and it got culture.
Okay.
Being a new school, because First Coast has some. It's a lot about pride because it's a new school, and we say we on the north side, and then a lot of times that side of town don't where it is don't get credit for being the north side school, but it's really going on at coast at the same time. But I don't know about what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, that was really like, man, it was just life.
Okay. So shout out to First Coast. I didn't know y'all was lit like that over there. Go ahead.
Yeah. '08. Shout out to class '08, class
Yeah,
'07.
yeah. Class 08, class 07. Shout out. You see my boy snuck y'all a shout out in. So
Yeah.
so let's talk about recruiting. Let's talk about recruiting a little bit, Avis. So uh how did that go? I mean, explain some of the games that some of the coaches would come and watch you play, and how did you catch their eye?
For sure. Just being into the game, not being distracted by, sideline stuff.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I think it's easy to like kind of want to impress people, to kind of want to do stuff, but if you into it and you can see, and you know what I mean, it's more fun, to kind of know how to focus on something at one thing at a time. So,
Right,
even with that kind of thing going on, I just knew I still had a game to play. I didn't want to be distracted by that, but I definitely want to
right,
make some plays. So,
right.
a lot of coaches came to football practices. They seen a lot in practice. Um,
Okay,
and
okay,
the type of schools, it was like, we used to have Miami at practice, FSU, LSU, uh, Illinois. A lot of SEC, Florida used to come around. We used to get recruited by all these schools. South Carolina was heavy on the radar with about three of us. Um, the Gamecocks. I don't know if any Georgia. It might not have been Georgia back then, but it was definitely um, Alabama. Uh,
Okay.
we had a player, Chris Black, went to Alabama a couple years after, like 2 years after we came out. So we had a lot of big time looks around that time coming through. But just like I said, just that environment and just the tenacity, we just created a big buzz, man. And then, when I got my opportunity, so we had a good running back, but when I got my opportunities, I like to just make plays, man. I'm locked in to the game, to the flow of the game. So when I see the ball, it's my time. I make my opportunities worth it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And
So
try to
so
score.
okay. I heard that, baby. Yeah. Ain't nothing like putting six on the board. So let me ask you this. Uh, what made you choose FSU over all those offers that you had?
The um, honest answer would
Yeah.
be I felt like shit, I can go in and, play out the back because I believed in my athletic ability, but I knew I had some things to work on, you know what I mean, as
Okay.
far as football, because I really wanted to play basketball, but I felt like football was uh I was just good at it, you know what I mean? I started playing like 7th grade and I just happened to be good at it, you know what I'm saying? Just as far as being a competitor, just turning into, a dog on the football field. You got to be some kind of warrior. I just started
Hmm.
loving it more and more. As I got old, I started loving it more and more. So what I felt about my ability and what I could do at the time was that I felt like I could go in and make something of myself, and it was a great experience at Florida State. I didn't really experience the field probably until like I played every year, but I didn't play the much as I didn't want to probably until my junior year, going into my
Okay.
junior year. So,
Okay.
but I had some stuff to develop and work on, and I feel like everything that I learned at FSU made me who I am today. It was a great experience. It was top level. It was a prestigious place to be,
Okay.
through and through, for sure.
Okay. Cool. So you you saying they gave you a chance to develop yourself into the athlete you wanted to be, and that's who you are today.
Definitely. The
Okay.
things I learned at Florida State, uh, and it's kind of the reason I picked Florida State too, just to make sure I'm answering the question. It's
Okay.
kind of the same reasons I picked Florida State because I wanted to become something, you know what I mean, out of going to school. You know what I mean? If I was going to do it, I wanted to do it. You know what I mean? If I was going to I was going to make sure I graduated. I was going to make sure I did. At the end of the day, I was going to make sure I did something. So,
Okay.
and that's why I credited it as a school. So, and I got an experience at a different school. I transferred and went to Akron for my graduate 5th year. So I went to the University of Akron in Ohio, and
Hmm.
I locked in and homed in on a lot of the same things that I did, towards my junior year at Florida State. When I was playing and doing active on the field, I was locked into the tempo. The tempo was super fast, so I carried that to Akron. And by the end of that season, my 5th year season, uh, I got flew out by the Redskins, to try out. You know what I mean? Try out at camp, and I built that opportunity. You know what I'm saying, from that play and the tempo and the speed. You know what I mean? Just keeping that. I felt like I learned that from Florida State, playing with all the greats, being coached by all the greats. I could go down the line of coaches. I was
Yeah.
the last
Abs-
recruiting class for Bobby Bowden, so recruited by
yeah.
Bobby
Yeah.
Bowden coming in.
Yeah. We'll talk about that. So you come you come at a time to FSU when FSU is in a transitional phase of coaching changes. Personally, how did you feel about that?
Yeah, that was it was a shift from what I expected.
Hmm.
How the ranks and everything went.
Hmm.
And, and what was to come was completely 360. You
Hmm.
know, but as you grow and as you learn to adapt to environments. And you just learn to survive.
Yeah.
So it was a shift, and it was something I grew to embrace, and then that culture. It's a great question that you asked, because that
Yeah.
culture that it shifted into was definitely a part of the learning curve and successes and mentality.
Yeah, bro. That must have been hard. Uh, as far as you being so young, and it's basically changing right before your eyes.
Yeah.
So
And
you
that's when I was
you you
starting to feel like, a person who loved football. You know what I mean? 'Cause like I started at seventh grade, but around that time, it started to help me, evolve into loving the game. That's when it started, like,
yeah
start to get out there and ball. You know what I mean? Get ball a
yeah
little more. You know what I mean? When I started playing at cornerback, like, I was going out there and just played, like, free. It was fun. Like, it was just more, okay, I can get here fast. You know what I mean? Just use my speed and play more.
okay
You gonna ask about cornerback too?
yeah. So here's my question on that. What position did FSU want you to play when you got there? Because obviously you was two you were a two-way player. What
Yeah.
did they want you to play?
Um, if you got time, I turned into a two-way player. You know what I mean? At FSU, I got to play receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And I had some success early. Um,
Hmm.
and I got newcomer of the year for the offense going into
Okay.
that freshman year. That was a huge thing for me. Just going out there and just trying to, you know, my freshman year, going out there and really trying to, do my best, you know, and keep, everything. It was cool, you know what I mean. And I was trying to, do my best, and it turned out okay. I'm pretty good, the way I'm thinking. Okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
So uh, yeah, going into that, I felt
Yeah.
like that was a staple in what was to come, far as uh, you know, who who I was gonna be as a football player, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah. So
part
either
of
way,
part of the story.
Florida State was blessed to have you. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
you, yeah, that's just how I feel. You remind me of a unicorn. It was we didn't get to see you enough.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. And that's what I was kind of thinking about. If I got there to play receiver, it didn't work out. That's what kind of say part of the learning curve. And one of the things me and Jimbo talked about was, okay, just the speed, the change of direction, some of the things we can do. And I did play a little safety in high school, just a little bit, but it was something that I kind of was interested in. So
okay,
as me and Jimbo talked about it, and I wanted to try it. And during the switching process, it was like a few of the players, a couple coaches came to me, and it was kind of my decision to switch after me and Jimbo talked about it. But they were like, "Dog, you sure you want to do this?" I was like, "Man, I just got to get on this field, bro." Like,
for
and they was like,
real.
"I know I could do it. I know I could do it." Like, so it came to turn out as a pretty decent cornerback, man. And from just a switch, I came out and had like 12 picks, and no, 6 picks and 12 practices. You know, you know,
Okay.
and I'm just getting how I could do it. You know what I'm saying? I know I could play, but for some reason, I just felt like, and people telling me like, and they not know nobody telling me. I'm just trying to be the best me, and I'm getting through, and I'm trying to wait for my chance. You know what I mean? So I'm just a player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so and it was turned out that when I got to Akron, I made a lot of plays, and some things got some looks my way. You know what I mean? So
I
some
got you.
things had I could have known better early, maybe I could have avoided some things on my own. I don't blame nobody for anything. I grew, at times I remember periods where I started to accept realization for everything that happened to me, accept responsibility, you know what I mean, for
Yeah.
everything. You know what I mean?
Responsibility, accountability.
For
Amen.
sure. I learned that. I felt like at an early age, it was a long time ago, and that's when things started happening that were way better.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
For real. So th- this right here. Uh, you get the rare opportunity to play for the great coach Bobby Bowden. Explain his impact on your life, and how did you feel when he left us?
Yep. Um, Coach Bowden is a figure that you had to look at his past. You had to look at why he was who he was. By the time I got to meet him, why was he great? And you understand that he was a leader of men. He was a leader of men, black and white. He didn't bat an eye when it came to, keeping it honest, about everything and what the situations are. So, just being down to earth, and that's the culture of Florida State. And I love to be a part of it. Like it's honest and it's good people, but it's like progressive. Like, you know what I mean? And he embodied that. And I don't think it would have been. I don't think Florida State would have been who it was without Bobby Bowden. But
Amen. Amen.
just meeting him as a person, he was older, but he still coached. He watched everything. He did what he could. As far as getting around. So as far as being mobile, I seen him in the golf cart a lot and top of the tower a lot. But he would come down and he would give a clear observation of what he's seen in practice, and it was like it was respected. That's exactly what we're gonna do. What he said too. Um, but as far as the relationship too, he was a person that you knew he really talked about because he could tell you exactly, what was the breakdown and what was gonna happen, and then it would happen. So he was a good person too. He was a good eye.
He's
So
a great person.
I
I
seen it
tell this
firsthand. I
story.
could respect it.
Yeah, I tell this story to all you guys that come on the show. When I was in foster care, and I told you I was living near Jacksonville, by this time I've already been switched over to Live Oak Swanee. And I would write him when I was like 13, 14, 15, I can't remember which one. Uh, and I would always write him. And one day I wrote him, and he wrote back. He wrote me back. And I would always say, Coach, I would love to come play for you when I was, when I get old enough to play for you. And every time he would write me back, he would say, keep your dreams alive, son. Don't play around with your dreams, son. And he didn't ever say I'm gonna recruit you, but he he kept it, he that was like for a kid in foster care, Avis, that was pinnacle. Somebody that you grew up loving, writing you back. It's like it feels like a family moment. And that's what
Nah,
Coach Bobby
it's
has
a
done
real.
for me. Yeah. It feels like your family, and when he passed, it felt like I lost a part of my family.
Yeah, I'm
So
sorry about that. I answered that part of your question too, but when he passed, it was definitely, you know,
yeah.
a huge blow, like something you could feel a wave because so many people feel it. It was a wave that you had to take a moment of silence and give a tribute to him.
Amen. 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 Well, glad to hear that, bro. And, all of you guys say the best things about Coach Bowden, man, and it's awesome to hear that. So
Yeah.
we'll ask you another one. Your relationship with Coach Jimbo and your emotions on his firing from Texas A&M
Yeah.
and the way that he left FSU.
Somebody just told me about that a couple of days ago at my little cousin football practice. Uh, so he made away with too.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Dang. Yeah. But man, Jimbo, I feel like, I know what's real, I understand because Jimbo was definitely a person who was, down to earth. I respect everything about him. Business side of him, the parts we don't know, his personal life, that's his business. But he got down in Florida State.
Yeah,
But he taught us, a lot about football. And I felt like the expectation was high when he got to A&M, and the expectations couldn't have been met for sure.
yeah, for real.
But that's what it was. So, it had to happen because, being that the expectations were so high, now they got to find somebody to meet those expectations. So, that's the business side of it. That's what I know about Jimbo. And, then shit, it wouldn't be no emotion with him if he had a decision to make, you know, but,
Right.
that's
I,
what
I
it is.
I dig what you're saying. I totally dig what you're saying. So the way he left FSU, uh, what I mean, how did you how did you feel about that? While Willie Taggart's coming in, do you feel like he left it in a bad place? Or I
Tag,
mean, I look at it like this, Avis. Uh, I look at it like this. He took you to a national championship and you won a national championship. I mean, we weren't doing that a lot until he did it, until Jimbo did it. But
right.
he stopped there. People were saying, he stopped doing his job and left, didn't leave Taggart able to hit the ground running. What do you say to that?
Yeah, that's uh about what you could, get from observation. But
Mm,
being inside, at the time, I kind of feel like being a part of FSU, in particular, and it teaching about all teams. Honestly, what's inside, people don't know what's going on inside. No matter what, if you're not in this room, you don't really know what's going on. So
yeah, yeah,
that's what it is. But from what we can see, I feel like, yeah, the right guys weren't recruited. It weren't FSU guys. A lot of guys weren't the type. And then, those guys had to get rolling in. I think they started coming in. Taggart had a few of them.
yeah.
But it was uh, it was a lot of those guys who were just there. That they wasn't the mold. I feel like
I
and
agree.
yep.
I totally agree with that. I don't frequent Twitter a lot, but when Willie got there, uh, and the losing was pretty
It was already
consistent.
set in, right?
Yeah, the losing was pretty consistent. I would go onto Twitter and I would see
Okay.
former players, or I won't say former players, I'll say forever players and current players at that time beefing. I see Greg Reed uh arguing, or I see somebody arguing with Greg Reed. I forget, it was one of the linebackers at the time. I don't want to say it was him at Rice because I don't think it was him. It was another person. They were snapping back and forth at each other. And what I mean, I think Jacoby McDaniel was, he would say his thing in there, but it got to be a dumpster fire to me.
Yeah. No,
Yeah. So
I ain't catch that.
yeah, it was a while back. So yeah. So so you
Oh,
already answered why you felt like you weren't getting enough playing time on the field, because you alluded to something that was very interesting. Um, it seems to me, and I'm sure a lot of people have done it, but when it comes to current or recent history, I think you and Ermin Lane did that better than a lot of people, switching from receiver to safety, and you guys did it pretty well. What do you say to
thank you.
that? That's freaking awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, um, your natural position was receiver, obviously. I mean, do you think you were a better receiver, or when you did the corner switch or safety switch, do you think you were better at safety? Because you're a 6'3" dude. I don't think no passer should have got past you.
Yeah. I was a bigger cornerback. The 6'3" at corner.
Mm.
Um, I don't know, man. It was just like two halves of football for me. My first half was, I started at receiver seven through sophomore year. I mean, and then the next half was like my last 2 years. I felt like, because that was the other side of the ball. So I played
Okay.
DB for 2 years. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
and I think with those 2 years, I played some good football. Definitely some more things to learn. I was coached by Terrell Buckley up there at Akron.
Oh,
Yep. He was one of the reasons I went to Akron because before I left FSU, I was playing some good football at corner. Remember, I switched. And Terrell Buckley would say stuff like, I think 21, is one of the best athletes out here. But, for some reason, he's not getting that shot or he's not, these are just words I remember him saying. So I felt like, wherever he go, when he get his coaching shot, that's where I'm going.
bro, that's amazing, bro. That's awesome. So that was my next question. Why
Yeah,
did you leave FSU to go to Akron? And but
yeah,
obviously you alluded it was the great Terrell Buckley. Shouts out to Terrell Buckley for giving my
yes,
boy
sir.
his shine. So uh
Okay.
uh
That
how
ended up being my ace, and my man, he taught me a lot about football. Up there with Chuck Amata too, and Terry Bowden took over the head coaching job in Akron.
okay.
But Coach T-Buck, that was his first job coaching. He went on to do some more stuff too. Coaching at Louisville, I think.
He did. He
Yep,
did.
yep,
He did. I remember that. And now he's in the what's he's coaching the
yep,
team over in what is it, the XFL now, right?
yep, yes, sir.
Yeah, wow.
I heard that. I heard that too.
Yes. Shout out to Terrell Buckley. Come do the show, bro.
It's
So
one of the
you
best.
ended up at Akron because of on the merit and on the respect of Terrell Buckley.
Yeah.
Uh, so you talk to him now at all? Do you
No, no, I
what did
don't. I
he
don't.
what did he teach you?
Oh man, patience. Patience and eye placement. Just kind of knowing and finding the ball location. You know what I mean? Just really fine detail.
Okay.
Yep, yeah, for sure.
He's a ball hawk.
Yeah,
T
ball.
Buck was a
Alignment with the ball, seeing the ball. Being in relation to the ball.
okay. So he wanted you to basically, because I played DB in high school too. He basically wanted you to just,
It was
that's
fun.
your ball. Told you that was your
In
ball.
those 2 years, cornerback was fun. Even at FSU, he wasn't like on the staff. I mean, he was on the staff, but like as like a weight coach,
Oh,
and he was just there. But you know what I'm saying? We know that's T-Buck. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Everybody got a relationship with T-Buck. All the DBs, everybody did, and then for him, out there coaching us too. Pretty much, he's coaching us like the DBs and certain drills he'll do and all with us. He was coaching us.
yeah, man.
And he's seen it first, and the stuff he used to say, and I was like, bro, and he used to motivate me to go ahead and graduate. He said, if you pass these classes, you can do it. And I did. I ended up doing what he asked me to do, and I gave myself that option. He was telling me about options and give yourself options. He's teaching me a lot, dog. Like I spent a lot of time with T-Buck. Just having stuff and not limiting yourself to anything, pretty much.
Amen. Terrell Buckley, see how you done, influenced my bro. Shouts out again to Terrell, the great Terrell Buckley, man. That is amazing, bro. So let me ask you this. Do you have any regrets on how things, and I think I know your answer, on how things ended at Florida State? Do you have any regrets on it?
Nah, no regrets at all. No
Okay.
regrets at all. Just I wonder how things, would have been with that last year going into it, being that I appreciated, everything that was there, but I wish I would have got that one more year to kind of see. And and it kind of taught me a lot about the way things are, you know what I mean? Um, it had what I seen was that Xavier Rhodes was really good.
Yeah.
Greg
Yeah.
Reed was really good, and the time I needed for my second year cornerback, I was thinking about making that decision anyway. You know what I mean? So I had
Yeah.
to get on the field. I had to go and do something in that 1 year that I, you know what I mean, that I had played the year before. But it is next year, and I knew I was physically ready. I knew I could handle the amount of play time. I knew I could do it. I had to go do it somewhere, and it ended up being a really good year, at Akron. Just going with some of
Good,
that stuff.
man.
Yeah, so no
Yeah,
regrets.
yeah, I don't think nobody, is mad at you except some of us that feel like we didn't get to see enough of you.
Yeah.
So uh let me ask you this. Uh who were some of your better teammates that you had at FSU? Let me see if
That's a
you
great
get
question, but
yeah.
I'm ready to answer that. Yeah, because I end up loving the game, man. When I see somebody who's passionate about the game and somebody who love the game and who's fun to play with and who can make this, but Telvin Smith was brought to my mind. Telvin
Okay.
Smith was the first person, the best football player. I seen his high school
Okay.
highlights. He played the same way in high school he did with the Jaguars and at Florida State. I was like, man, he's a smart football player. He's love it.
He is. Shout out, Telvin. Want you? We miss you, bro. uh, need you back, man.
So
So Telvin Smith is one of them.
Telvin Smith, what's my boy? Definitely Tony Carter. Definitely Tony
Tony
Carter
Carter.
is a great
Okay.
teammate, a great player. Jamie Robinson. No, not Jamie Robinson. Pat Robinson.
Pat Robinson. Okay. Patrick. Mr.
Best
Robinson's
football
neighborhood.
player. He might. I don't know if he's still playing, but he played for a long time in the NFL for the Saints. And
Oh
he was
yeah.
so technical, and some of the stuff I used to see him do, and the way he used to watch us at receiver, and like the way he used to go about his business. Yeah, he was. It showed in his craft. Uh,
Okay.
Another one, Timmy Jernigan, was a dog.
Okay.
This a
Okay.
flat out dog.
Yeah, he was.
Like,
He was. Yeah.
yeah,
He's from Lake City. I know that for a fact.
yeah, man. That's one. And, Preston Parker was a great football player.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
Thorough is, a great football player. He just had the instinct.
Okay.
Uh,
So let's do this because uh, a relative of mine used to play with you, and he just thought you was like the second thing coming to Flash. Uh,
for sure, that
Bert
speed,
Bert
that
Reed.
speed. Bro.
Bert Reed. He thinks that you could have been running like he thinks you're the equivalent of a deer.
Man, Bert, that's him.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was he was the Flash.
Yeah.
Definitely. Same. And Bert was like the right up there with like one of the greatest football players, you know what I mean, that could be potentially somebody their career need to be remembered.
Yeah.
It's like that with
Without
Preston
question.
and instinct and moving and getting open and passion. Like, yeah, Bert Reed and my
Yeah.
boy, Bert stayed over me in my freshman year. They
Yeah.
right up there took me in like a little brother.
He did. I mean, I've seen him on a couple of interviews, and I
So
haven't talked to him in a couple of months. But he always, no matter what, he's a great kid. Uh, no matter what I ask him to do, he's like, "I got you, cuz. I got you." I mean, for
yep,
my
that's
youth
him.
foundations, my youth foundation rallies or anything, he's always there. He never turns me down. So he's great, and I think he thinks the world of you. I think he thinks you were a deer
Yeah.
disguised as a football player.
That's good to know, man, because that's my boy,
Yeah.
man. I see him every once in a while when I'm in South Florida. I bumped into him a couple times just being out, like, Bert, what's up, bud? Like, just seeing him
Wow.
a couple times. Yeah, but a couple times. Like, boy, I keep bumping into you, like, in different cities. Like,
That's uh that's awesome. So
yeah.
let's ask you this. And what do you listen to before you get war ready to go play in a football game?
Uh, I listen to a lot of I slow it down. I listen to a lot of like older music, like some of the older artists that
Who are
I
some of the older artists?
like, 8 Ball MJG, some
There you
Scarface,
go.
like not so much P, but like Hot Boys, some old Wayne, and then so it got to be slower. You know what I mean? Before a game, it can't be nothing that's getting me live. The commercial stuff. It got to be something that I can relate to and I kind of relate to my vibe because I feel like I kind of see that, and I heard other people kind of say that too when they talk about music before the game. Sometimes you gotta listen to like some R&B or something, like just
Yeah.
to switch it up because I'm listening to that tempo, a fast tempo all the time, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about it. I might be thinking about it too hard right now because my son just did a project on the way the emotions that music make you feel, different types of
That's
music, and
yeah.
I credit myself as a person who rounded in the type of music I like. So I give everything the benefit of the doubt. Like no matter what it is, I look at it like something that somebody created, and it got to be good. So I listen to like some you know like maybe I like some country songs. Just
Oh, there
different
you
type of
go.
genres, just
There
different
you go.
genres that if I like it, I like it. I'm a fan of the sport. You know what I mean? If I like
Hmm.
it, I like it. So just
Hmm.
different kind of plays. I got anything on my playlist, but it's a slower tempo before the game
Okay. Okay. So,
because I
uh,
already know that's the calm before the storm type of thing. Phil Collins, what we listen to at Coast before every
you
game.
better say it. You better say
That
it
give you
loud.
I paint the picture. All right,
But you better say it loud. I listen to female R&B before I used to get ready for a game.
for
I
sure. Just
female
do
R&B.
something like it's a calm before the storm.
Yeah, I listen to old school female R&B before I get ready to do battle because I know I'm gonna be crunk just
Yeah,
because. But they're gonna put me those songs by those ladies are gonna put me in a I have to have sense while I'm being upset at the same
for
time type of
sure.
vibe. So let's ask this. We'll ask you these couple more and we'll get you out of here. So, uh, Florida State. Uh, is basically known to be a Dion school, a Dion Sanders school. But since Dion has had his own thing here lately,
Yeah.
and rightfully so, do you slowly feel like it's becoming a Peter Warwick school?
Like I don't know. I don't understand. I really don't understand how you can say that, but Peter Ward um was great. But I feel like, if my personal opinion, I feel like the impact Dion made was just a bigger impact, on the
Okay.
school and on football. And if you can go a step further, just impact on the sports world. So there's no way Dion just did something different, like nobody
Yeah,
still did.
definitely
Peter
respect
Ward was
that
definitely
answer, bro.
that's a
I,
Dion.
yeah,
Dion.
I definitely respect that answer. I definitely respect the heck out of that answer. So this, we'll do this.
I, oh yeah.
This is your five greatest Seminoles of all time. Nothing what they did in the pros, but what they did at Florida State. Who are your five greatest Seminoles of all time?
Okay. Okay. I would definitely throw Charlie Ward in there.
Okay.
Definitely. Um, Jameis Winston.
Okay.
Um, Peter Ward.
Okay.
Uh, who else? I might have played Rodney Hudson.
Okay. Wow. Shouts out to Rodney Hudson.
That's out to my boy. That's my teammate. He's
Yeah.
he's a great. One of the best football players. I'm sorry I mentioned him earlier, but one of the best football players I ever played with. And seeing him practice and prepare and go about his business.
Okay.
Rodney Hudson, and I think he just got inducted to the FSU Hall of Fame, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up. I'll have to check into that.
Yep. Yep. I think he just got into the FSU Hall of Fame. He just
He
retired
deserved it.
and played well, but Oakland got a few Pro Bowl.
Yeah, he deserved it. So you got one more.
Uh,
You don't have no defense yet.
uh, no defense.
You have no defense yet. You name all offensive players so far.
Okay. Let me go defense.
Yeah.
One I really
So
liked was Buster Douglas.
Buster Davis.
But yeah, Buster Davis. Uh, I used to like number 7. Like these are guys I like. The better linebacker was Derrick Brooks. If I had to put them in, Derrick Brooks
Okay.
had to
Okay.
complete. Yeah.
Okay.
None of these guys will had on there, but Derrick Brooks. It got to be Derrick Brooks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Throw a defense if I needed if I need a defensive guy, but a great career winner. Didn't he win a national?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. He's a champion, man. He had that kind of impact on the school. So
So
Derrick
D
Brooks,
Brooks. So let's recount your you got Peter Ward, Charlie Ward, Rodney Hudson, Derrick Brooks, and who else did you say? Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston. Yeah.
Bro, that's tough and interesting. That's an
Yeah.
interesting top five. I've never
You got a
heard that
top
one.
5? Let me you got because I know I'm forgetting somebody, but those just this is my opinion. And I want you got one? The top 5?
Okay. Ward, uh, Dunn, Warwick. Uh, I don't want to put too many quarterbacks in here, but I love Casey Weldon, uh,
Oh,
Marvin Jones, Marvin
Marvin
Jones,
Jones. Okay. Because I ain't
or
seen much of Casey Weldon or Marvin Jones. The
yeah,
linebacker.
with linebackers. If I had to go, Marvin Jones is the linebacker. I
Yeah.
would.
I do remember Marvin
Uh,
Jones.
okay, and if I had to replace anybody, I have to put my homie Tamarick Vanover on there too. Yeah, that's my guy.
Quick return. I was coached by him too. Yeah, he came in on the staff.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yep.
my boy right there. He is crazy. That's a crazy
So,
dude. Yeah.
so
Well,
I had
man,
to
we
look.
are happy.
I had to look him up, and I know he had a great career out there too.
He
Man,
did. I played against him in high school, so he
but
he,
that's
he
solid.
was yeah, he was a dog. So I'll ask you this, and I'll get you out of here. What is your what do you think Florida State's gonna do as far as getting into the playoffs? And what do you see Jordan Travis's Heisman hopes?
Um, I feel like I forgot one of the like one of the players, but it's a lot of. Like, I think I'm confident with my picks because I wanted to throw Warwick Dunn in there before you said something about the defense. So shout out to Warwick Dunn, Mr. Warwick Dunn. I
Shout
met him.
out to
I met
Doug.
him a couple of times too. He might
Did you
not
forget
remember.
Dalvin Cook?
And Dalvin Cook. Yep,
Yeah,
yep. As a great one. Yep, great running back. Uh, on that same token, man, Chris Thompson came through.
yeah,
Came through and made and
yeah.
run.
Chris Thompson came through. Ampli came through. Dexter
Yeah.
Carter came through. We can
Dexter
go on.
Carter. Yes,
Yeah,
sir. Yes, sir. It was a lot of great careers, but none better than Ward Dunn. I feel for
I agree.
for sure. Just the way he did it. It was like Barry Sanders,
I
it was
agree.
dope. It was dope the way he did
I
so many
agree.
times. So I was gonna throw him in there, but in that same respect, Derrick Brooks, he holding down for the defense.
Okay, okay. D Brooks. Shout out to D Brooks. Yeah. So your what do you see your Knowles finishing?
Okay. By I don't even know why I'm thinking about it, but the expectation and what I know about Florida State football is that the bar is set by us. You know what I mean? We feel like if the game is even close, strap it on third quarter, we're gonna play our best football. Third going into the fourth quarter, and
Okay.
we no doubt we were gonna win. So I feel like that mentality is starting to come back. You know, that mentality is starting to come back, and you know, it's showing. Like we gotta do alignment football, and be responsible. You know what I mean, and accountable. That's back. So a lot of people doing their job out there. So I believe in them. I
Okay.
believe they can go all the way. I believe they can go to the playoffs. And I had a prediction on who I thought was going to win the championship. I can't think about it now because things changed. But
You better not say Georgia. you,
nah,
you,
I like
you
Georgia
better not say
football.
Georgia.
I like Georgia football. They
Okay.
Georgia was the school that I kind of always liked when Kirby Smart was there. But that's like, man, they can't win the big games. And that was what it was before. Like they just couldn't win the big ones.
True.
And
True.
then I was like, they just tough. They're tough. Like I said, and they kind of remind me of FSU, just alignment, and and we don't mind it being head on head, but it's like who gonna win?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we don't need them to try to beat us if
we
we
can
meet
whoop
them
them.
in the
We can whoop them. I ain't
yeah.
we can get on. We can get it. And then, I feel like the level that we playing at now, we kind of understand what's at stake and the preparation that we need to be had or whatever, and then and then go play the game.
There you
We
go,
gonna win.
baby. There you go. Well, yeah, bro. We thank you for stopping by, man. I've been trying to get up with you because I said my guy's probably gonna be interesting. So we're excited to talk to you, man. We want to be able to have you back around Heisman time so we can all get together and watch it together and see if Jordan Travis pulls that Heisman off. Man,
So,
thank you for stopping by, bro. I sent you my number, man, so we chat more. Uh, uh, Tell us what you're doing these days before you go.
okay, man. No, I really appreciate that, man. Just you even reaching out and
Yeah,
giving me an opportunity and a platform to kind of open up, about my past and my experiences. That's
yeah.
dope, man. It's a dope
You're
platform you
welcome
got
here
here. You do a great,
anytime.
you do a
Stop
great
by here
interview.
anytime.
Oh,
Yeah, bro.
yep.
Well,
Yeah, man. Right now, I got in the semi driving. I've been driving a semi truck for the last. I have been driving my own truck for the last 2 years. So I was owning and operating the semi. Trying to in transportation. Ups and downs with in transportation. Right now I'm still owning that truck, but I'm currently teaching sixth grade, so I'm getting that experience as a teacher. Love it. It's something that I get to do, and I'm getting involved and making an impact for real, and doing it kind of in a special way, and it's working. It's
okay.
impacting, pretty much impacting the school that I'm at. I feel like, and and I have Showcase Entertainment. Right now, it's a Florida nonprofit as a travel track team that I'm directing. And the founder of.
Oh, you got
So
to keep me posted on that. You
yeah,
definitely got to keep me posted on that.
for sure.
Don't.
We got some pretty
Yeah.
good athletes, man. We competed at Junior Olympics the last 2 years. Went to Des Moines, Iowa this year, and last year we seen some athletes. One of them was my son, took 2 athletes up to North Carolina and competed, man. So we doing. I'm trying to keep this high level going. I'm trying to pass it down to the youth, man, and trying to get these kids out of Jacksonville. So I'm really into that and the speed. That's why I said I'm into speed and then enhancing speed and developing kids at an early age. So I'm trying to find a balance, man. That's what I'm doing, and I'm trying to build and find that kind of and make a platform for them. You know what I mean, so they can get exposure to some of the things they want to do.
Tell you what. Tell you. Let's do this. Some of your best. Some of your best athletes. I'm sure all of them are great. Well, we'll have them on here one night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and let's talk to them because they relate more to the kids than anything. So we would love to have them
So
on. So you have my number. Text me yours, and
okay,
we'll talk about
got
this,
you.
and we'll get some of them on.
All right, for sure. We do that.
All right, bro.
We do that.
Thank you for stopping by, man.
Thank
We
you, man.
appreciate everything you've done for the game of football, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir,
All right,
man.
bro.
Thank you. All right, man.
No
Thank
problem, bro.
you. Later.
That was the new classic, Avis commack. Love to hear his insight on stuff. Love to see what he's doing with the youth. That's what it's all about, man. Checking out these youth. So once again, our platform is on Spotify, YouTube, iHeart, Apple Music. Come by and support. Well, if you do, we want to promote your business and let us know what you got going on. And we also do shout outs. So come through. This has been another episode of All Pro.